Good morning and hello, everyone, and welcome to day three of the Self Love Mirror Challenge. Today's June 3rd, so we are on day three. I, probably why I picked June 1st to start, so I could just look at the calendar and know where we're at. Um, so, how's it going? First day probably was pretty good. Second day felt a little awkward, probably. And the third day, who knows how it felt for you? Hopefully, you're still with us. If you are, give yourself a pat on the back. Congratulations. I'll tell you what it was like for me today. But before I do that, I just want to bring something up. I want you to continue doing this. Please continue doing this. And don't wait until you believe it, because you'll believe it when you believe it. Funny thing, and I just took this out of my notebook. You'll see it when you believe it, by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. I just took this out of my bookcase. Because took it out yesterday because we were discussing, or I was recommending, or suggestions for our next book club, which will start after July 4th. We're still ending the one we're on right now, but it'll start right after July 4th. And this was one of the books that I recommended. Um, and if you notice how the title's pretty catchy, it's You'll See It When You Believe It. Now, what do most of us say automatically? We say, I'll believe it when I see it. And that's the opposite of how you want your mind to react. You want to see it when you believe it. So you got to believe that this is working. Keep saying, I love you. So let me tell you how it went for me today. Now, I get up every morning. I don't use an alarm clock. I use an intention, and my intention every day is to get up somewhere between 4:30 and 5 in the morning. Now, why do I do that? I do that because it gives me time to have a couple cups of coffee and some quiet time. And then it gets me out as the sun is just right, starting to come up, so I can do my morning walk before it gets any hotter in the day. So that's my intention. So today I woke up 4:35, no alarm clock. And you know what? The first thing that went through my mind was, oh, it's the mirror challenge. And I didn't want to do it. And when I say I didn't want to do it, that's really not the right way to say it. I had resistance to do it. It felt good lying there in bed. Yeah, it felt good. I could have stayed another 5 minutes or so, or get up, get the coffee going. And but the first thing that went through my mind basically was resistant inner chatter. So you know what I did? I got out of bed. I got out of bed, did my what I do first, and then I got in front of the mirror and I looked into the mirror and I went through the challenge of listening to my song, uh, "You Can Have It All" by Jason Mraz. And of course, I'm probably saying his name incorrectly, but if he's listening, give me a call. Anyway, so I did that and it's about 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I think, the song. And I did my mirror challenge. And during the middle of my mirror challenge, I started not just saying I love you, I started saying thank you. Thank you. It just came out. It wasn't like I was trying to think of things to say. I mean, here it is, basically 4:45 in the morning, looking into the mirror, knowing that the words that we're going to say is I love you, and yet thank you was coming out. And then there were other words or other phrases that started coming into mind. Of course, I was listening to the music, so those phrases, those lyrics were coming in. The lyrics from "You're Unstoppable," which is another song that I listened to before bed, and I listened to it in the morning on my walk. In fact, this morning it was the last song I listened to. "You're Unstoppable," and those kind of phrases were coming in my head, even though the music was playing. So my inner chatter was outstanding, while at the same time, in between the inner chatter, I would quiet it and I would tell myself, I love you. So that was my day three. So leave me a comment. What was your day three like? And are you still doing it? And if you're not, get started again. This is something that, because it's not a habit, it's going to take a little bit of time to get it into your routine. And if you're somebody that doesn't have the time, but yet you hit the snooze button on your alarm clock, you have the time. If you're the person that puts on their makeup while they're driving down the street, well, you need to get up a little bit earlier. And when you do the challenge. And if you don't have to do it first thing in the morning, you can do it later. But the recommendation is just first thing in the morning where your mind isn't full of all that other chatter going on about your day. So have a good rest of your day. And I got to thinking about this. Um, this is June 3rd in the morning for me. So I guess it's still June 3rd in places like Australia, but it's in the evening time. So they've already completed theirs if they're doing it first thing in the morning before I ever even go to bed the night before. So it's a lot of fun just thinking about things like that. But take the challenge. Go ahead and do the mirror challenge. Get in a habit of loving yourself. And that's what this is all about. All right. So have a great day, and I will see you when I see you. Thanks.